The shadow in the smoke. Hey y'all, ever feel the mountains staring back at you? Smash that subscribe button, cause we're diving into the Smoky Mountains' darkest corners, where the fog hides things that don't play nice. Ready for a chill down your spine? Deep in Tennessee's Smoky Mountains, where the peaks drown in mist and the trails twist like secrets, lives Mia, a 27-year-old park ranger who's more at home with pines than people. Stationed near Cades Cove, she patrols the trails, checks campsites, and swaps stories with locals about the mountain's rules. Don't whistle after dark, don't touch strange carvings, and if the fog rolls in too fast, get out. Mia's heard the old Cherokee tales, Spearfinger, the stone-fingered witch who hunts hearts, but she's a skeptic, rolling her eyes at tourist spooks. Ever think those old legends are just campfire fluff? Mia did too. One October evening, Mia's wrapping up a shift, her beat-up ranger truck rattling along a gravel road. The air's crisp, leaves blazing orange, but the fog's creeping thicker than usual, swallowing the stars. Her radio crackles with static, then goes dead. Weird, right? At a trailhead, she spots an abandoned campfire, still smoldering, no campers in sight. Kneeling to douse it, she hears a crunch, like footsteps on leaves, but her flashlight catches nothing. Then, a smell hits. Damp stone and something sour, like old blood. Her gut screams leave, but rangers don't spook easy. Would you check it out or book it back to the truck? Mia sweeps her flashlight, heart thumping. The crunching circles closer, deliberate, like it's toying with her. From the fog, a shape looms, tall, hunched, cloaked in shadow, with arms too long, ending in a single, glinting claw. It's no bear. Its face is a blur, but she swears it's got one glowing eye, like a coal in the dark. "Hey!" she shouts, voice shaking, hand on her holster. T. He thinks stops, head tilting, then mimics her voice. "Hey!" But warped, like a busted radio. Ever hear your own voice thrown back at you? Creepy as hell, right? She backs toward her truck, but the fog's so thick she can barely see. The thing stalks closer, claw scraping a tree, leaving a jagged mark like the carvings locals whisper about. Mia bolts, tripping over roots, the mimic voice chasing her. "Mia!" She dives into her truck, locks it, and floors it, but the engine sputters. The thing's claw taps the window, slow and deliberate, smearing something wet. Her radio screams static, then a voice, not hers, hisses, "Stay." She guns it again. The engine catches and she peels out, heart in her throat. Mia makes it to the ranger station, shaking, the stench still in her nose. She reports it as a bear, but the claw mark on her truck, deep, precise, says otherwise. Locals mutter about Spearfinger, how she hunts those who break the mountain's rules. Mia's done with night patrols. Months later, in a Knoxville apartment, she wakes to that sour smell, the tap-tap-tap at her window. Nothing's there, but the mountains don't forget. Those trails, they're alive, and they keep score. So would you hike those smoky paths alone, or stick to the city lights? If you're hooked on Appalachian chills, hit subscribe. Drop your own spooky mountain tales in the comments. Ever felt the fog watching you? Let's keep the shivers rolling. The house that wasn't there in the morning. Yo y'all, ever stumble across something in the woods that shouldn't exist? Hit that subscribe button, cause we're diving into the Smoky Mountains' creepiest mystery yet. A house that's gone by sunrise. Buckle up for a wild ride in the Appalachians. Deep in Tennessee's Smoky Mountains, where fog clings like a ghost and the trails hum with old Cherokee stories, Clara, a 30-year-old photographer from Knoxville, hikes alone, chasing shots of the peaks at dusk. She's a city girl with a thing for abandoned places, old barns, forgotten cabins, you name it. The locals warn about the mountain's rules. Don't stray off the path. Don't touch strange stones, and if you see a house that doesn't belong, keep walking. Clara's heard the tales, Spearfinger, shadow creatures, lights that lead you astray. But she's all about the gram, not ghost stories. Ever think those old warnings are just to scare tourists? Clara sure did. One chilly November evening, Clara's on a trail near Gatlinburg, camera slung around her neck, when the fog rolls in thick, like it's swallowing the world. Her phone's GPS craps out, and the trail markers vanish. Great, lost in the Smokies. You ever been stuck in a place that feels wrong? Wandering, she spots a house through the trees, old, sagging, with crooked shutters and a faint glow in the windows. No way a house should be here. This trail's remote. No roads for miles. Curiosity pulls her closer. The air smells like damp wood and something sweet, like overripe fruit. A creaky porch invites her in, and against her better judgment, she knocks. The door swings open. No one's there. Inside, the house is stuck in time. Dusty furniture, a ticking grandfather clock, and a table set for dinner, plates piled with steaming food. Who leaves a hot meal in an empty house? Would you eat it or run? Clara's creeped out, but snaps photos. The flash catching weird shadows that don't match the room. A whisper, her name, soft and sing-song, slips from upstairs. She freezes, heart hammering, but her photographer's gut says, "Get the shot." She climbs the stairs, floorboards groaning, and finds a bedroom with a cracked mirror. Her reflection. It's her, but older, eyes hollow, smiling too wide. Something moves behind her, a shape in the fog outside, tall and thin, with a stone-like claw glinting. It taps the window, slow and deliberate, mimicking the clock's tick. Clara bolts downstairs, but the front door's gone, just a blank wall. The whisper grows louder. "Stay, Clara." The food on the table's rotting now, crawling with maggots. She grabs a chair, smashes a window, and scrambles out, fog choking her lungs. The house creaks, like it's laughing, as she sprints into the trees, the claws tap, 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 chasing her. Dawn breaks, and Clara stumbles onto a ranger station, gasping. No house in sight. The trail's clear now. No fog, no sign of a building. Rangers call her lost, maybe hypothermic, but her camera's memory card is blank. Hundreds of photos, gone. Locals whisper about a house that appears to the lost, tied to Spearfinger or something older, luring folks who break the mountain's rules. Clara's back in Knoxville, but she can't shake it. At night, she smells that sweet rot, hears a faint tap at her window. The Smokies don't just watch, they claim. So, would you knock on a strange house in the woods, or keep hiking? If you're obsessed with Appalachian chills, smash subscribe. Drop your own spooky mountain stories in the comments. Ever seen a place that wasn't there come morning? Let's keep the shivers going. The thing without eyes. You ever wonder what's lurking just beyond the headlights in the Appalachian night? Smash that subscribe button, because we're headed into the creepy heart of Asheville's backroads, where the mountains don't sleep. And neither will you after this. Picture Tom, a grease-stained mechanic in his late 20s, hauling his tired butt home from night school at AB Tech, just outside Asheville, North Carolina. It's a Thursday, past 10:30 p.m., and his 1973 Dodge pickup rattles along I-40, coughing like it's got a cold. Tom's dreaming of crashing in bed so he can hike at dawn. Guy's a nature nut, but not the woo-woo type. He's heard the old Appalachian tales. Don't whistle at night, don't touch strange bones, and if the woods go quiet, run. Tom just laughs. Bunch of hillbilly ghost stories, he'd say, cranking his radio. Ever roll your eyes at a creepy local legend? Bet you wouldn't out here. But tonight the air's off, the crickets shut up, the stars vanish, no clouds in sight. A chill knots Tom's gut as he takes the exit near his parents' place. The 24-hour gas station's dark. No lights, no nothing, like it's been swallowed. Shrugging, he shifts gears, slow and quiet, when a massive shape darts across the road. It's like a sick, oversized dog, 5 feet at the shoulder, reeking of rotting flesh. Tom slams the brakes, his truck skidding, a fence post clattering in the bed. What would you do? Floor it or freeze? Tom checks his rear view, heart jackhammering. The thing's standing, 10 feet tall, upright like a man, gray skin sagging like a deflated balloon, matted with dirt and fur. Its arms dangle uneven, too long, and its face? Holy hell, no eyes, just black hollow sockets, a stubby bulldog nose, teeth spilling out jagged and wrong, like they're fighting to escape. It stares at Tom, through him, for seconds that feel like years. A porch light flicks on nearby, and it bolts into the woods, moving on 2 legs faster than anything should. Tom floors at home, locks every door, grabs his dad's shotgun. His parents are snoring, oblivious. Who'd believe this crap? The house is too quiet, the dog's silent. At 3 a.m., that death stench floods the basement. Tom creeps to his dad's office, glass doors facing the national forest. His flashlight catches it, closer now, motionless, those sockets boring into him. He flips the floodlights. It's halfway to the house. Panic takes over. He unloads every round, the thing screaming like a woman dying, then vanishes into the trees. His parents wake, grumbling about bears. Tom lets them think that. Would you tell anyone or keep that nightmare to yourself? Years later, Tom's married, living up a holler with his wife's family. The dread follows. Checking their Great Pyrenees in the kennel one night, that stench hits. A bark, not the dog's, mimics it from the dark. The Pyrenees growls, hackles up, as Tom grabs him and runs. Floodlights catch a shape at the edge, gone in a blink. Next day, the kennel's trashed. Concrete cracked, fences shredded, reeking of rot. His wife's sister, from a line of granny witches, blesses the land, her voice low. Don't go out after dark, not till it's gone. Tom's done with those woods, but sometimes, in the dead of night, he hears that scream, feels those empty sockets watching. The Appalachians? They're alive, hiding things that don't die easy. Those trails, those hollers, they've got eyes, and they don't blink. So, would you drive those back roads alone, or stay where the lights stay on? If you're hooked on these mountain chills, hit subscribe. Drop your own spooky Appalachian encounters in the comments. Ever seen something in the woods you can't unsee? Let's keep the shivers rolling. The Whistler in the Woods. Hey, y'all. Ever hear a sound in the woods that made your skin crawl? Hit that subscribe button because we're diving deep into the Appalachian shadows, where the mountains don't just watch, they whisper. Ready for a scare? Tucked in a nowhere town in West Virginia, where the nearest neighbor's an hour away, Ben's visiting his grandparents' creaky old house, surrounded by woods so dense they feel like they're closing in. Ben, a lanky 23-year-old who'd rather be gaming in Pittsburgh, is there to help his grandpa Robert recover from hip surgery. His job? Walk their blue heeler Rocky twice a day and try not to lose his mind in the boonies. The forest behind the house has always given Ben the creeps, even when he was a kid sneaking firecrackers out back. It's too quiet, no birds, no breeze, just a stillness that feels like eyes on your neck. Ever get that feeling, like the woods are holding their breath just for you? Locals swap stories about these mountains, strange hikers who vanish, bones you don't touch, and sounds you never answer. Ben, being a city guy, chuckles it off. Just old folks scaring themselves, he thinks, tossing Rocky a treat. But one night, a week into his stay, he takes Rocky out at sunset. The mountains glow purple, but the air's thick, like it's pressing down. At 8:30, a sharp, musical whistle slices through the silence, maybe 20 yards into the trees. Rocky freezes, growling low, staring into the dark. Ben sweeps his flashlight. Nothing. No birds, no deer, just shadows. What would you do? Shine the light and investigate, or hightail it home? Another whistle, closer, like it's circling. Rocky goes nuts, barking so hard Ben's arm jerks. Come on, boy, he yells, yanking the leash and sprinting for the house, heart slamming against his ribs. Inside, he's panting, telling his grandparents about the whistle. His grandma Muriel go. As Ghost White, gripping her coffee mug. Did you whistle back? She asks, voice sharp. Ben shakes his head, and she sags with relief, but snaps. You heard nothing. Ignore it. Robert just stares at the floor, crutches trembling. Ever see an old-timer look scared and know it's bad news? Muriel bans Ben from the woods, telling him to walk Rocky around the house instead. For days, he does boring laps, Rocky sniffing the same patch of dirt. But Ben sleeps wrecked. Every creak sounds like that whistle. On his last night, it's back, shrill and close, right behind the garage, 10 yards from the house. Rocky's hackles rise, growling like he's facing a bear. Ben's frozen, flashlight shaking, catching nothing but the glint of the garage's rusty siding. The whistle hums his name. Bean. Low and mocking. He bolts inside, locks every door, and blasts music through his earbuds to drown it out. Would you sleep after that, or keep a knife under your pillow? Morning comes, and Ben's out of there, peeling away in his beat-up Civic. He never sees what whistled. His gamer buddies call it a skinwalker, but that doesn't fit. His girlfriend's Yemeni parents whisper about a djinn, something old and drawn to the night. His grandparents? They won't talk, just mutter about mountain rules. Don't answer calls, don't touch bones, don't linger after dark. Ben's sworn off those woods for good, but sometimes, in Pittsburgh's quiet, he hears it. A faint, musical whistle, like the mountains followed him home. The Appalachians aren't just hills, they're alive, hiding things that don't play by our rules. Those trails, they're not just dirt. Those rivers, they've got eyes. So, would you walk those woods at dusk, or stick to the city lights? If you're hooked on Appalachian chills, smash that subscribe button. Drop your own creepy mountain stories in the comments. Ever heard a whistle you couldn't explain? Lee, let's keep the shivers going. Appalachian Mountains woke up story. Hey y'all, ever wonder what the mountains whisper when no one's listening? Subscribe now to dive into the creepy heart of the Appalachians with us, where the trees have secrets and the shadows, well, they might just follow you home. Act 1. Setup. Picture this, the Appalachian Mountains in September, leaves burning red and gold like a wildfire frozen in time. Ethan, a cocky college senior from Charlotte, is cruising a twisty road near Boone, North Carolina, his Jeep blasting some overplayed pop song. He's headed to a rented cabin for a weekend of hiking, stargazing, and maybe a few too many beers. Ethan's the kind of guy who laughs off ghost stories. Mountain spirits? Poof, just old moonshiners making it up to scare kids, he'd say, rolling his eyes. But the locals in Boone, they don't joke about the mountains. They talk about the eyes in the ridges, how the hills watch you, how a breakdown on a lonely road might just be an invitation. Ethan's not buying it. He's got his backpack, his playlist, and zero patience for creepy campfire tales. But 15 miles past the last gas station, his Jeep's dashboard flickers like a bad horror movie. The engine coughs, sputters, and dies. Ever had your car just give up on you in the middle of nowhere? Kinda makes you wonder what's out there, right? Silence hits like a brick, heavy and suffocating. Mist curls through the pines, and the forest feels alive. Ethan pops the hood, muttering curses, his flashlight shaking in his hand. The air smells like hot metal and something else, something earthy, wrong. Then, a sound, a slow, dragging scrape, like something massive is hauling itself over the rocks in the dark. "Who's there?" Ethan calls, voice wobbling. Bet he's wishing he listened to those locals now, huh? A shape lurches into the edge of his flashlight's beam. It's no bear. 8 feet tall, it's got 2 heads sprouting from a single meaty neck, pale skin stretched tight over throbbing blue veins. 4 arms and 4 legs move in a jerky, insect-like scuttle. Its milky eyes lock onto Ethan, unblinking. He stumbles back, nearly eating pavement over the guardrail. Then, a wet click-click-click from the other side of the road. A second creature slithers forward, a writhing mass of black, slimy tendrils. No face, just a round mouth packed with needle-thin teeth, sucking at the air like it's hungry for his breath. Ethan dives into his Jeep, slamming the door, fumbling the lock. What would you do? Scream? Pray? Call your mom? The double-headed thing circles, smearing greasy hands across the windows, leaving trails like slug slime. The tendril creature presses against the door, oozing black goo through a cracked window. A faint whisper, "Ethan," slithers from the woods. His heart's pounding so loud he can't think. He clutches the keychain his little sister gave him, a cheap plastic star, whispering, "This isn't real. This isn't real." Hours drag. The creatures don't attack. They watch. They wait, like the mountains themselves are sizing him up. Ethan's mind races. Are these the eyes the locals meant? Old gods? Mutants? Or something the mountains birthed to guard their secrets? Just before dawn, the creatures vanish into the trees, like they were never there. Ethan's still shaking when a park ranger's truck rolls up. "Radiator hose," the ranger grunts, eyeing the slime-streaked Jeep with a frown. City kids always break down out here. Ethan tries to explain, the heads, the tendrils, the voice, but the ranger just chuckles. "Mountains play tricks, son." Nobody in Boone believes him. Would you? Back in Charlotte, Ethan's not the same. He jumps at shadows, keeps his curtains drawn. Sometimes late at night he hears that dry, rustling whisper, "Ethan." He's ditched hiking for good, but the mountains? They're still out there, waiting. Those ridges have eyes, and they don't forget a face. So, tell me, would you take that drive, or would you stay far away from those hills? If you love getting lost in Appalachian chills like this, hit that subscribe button. We've got more spooky tales from the mountains waiting for you. Share your own creepy stories in the comments. Have you ever felt the mountains watching you? The stranger on the trail. Hey y'all, ever meet someone in the woods who just felt wrong? Hit that subscribe button, cause we're trekking into the Appalachian Trail's dark side, where the scariest things might not be monsters. They might be human. Ready to get creeped out? It's June in Asheville, North Carolina, and the Appalachian Trail is alive with summer vibes, wild rivers, misty peaks, the works. Sarah and Jake, a chill couple in their late 20s, are camping 10 feet off the trail, their mutt rusty panting happily by the murmuring river. They've had a rough day kayaking, dodging rocks and rapids, so they're ready to unwind. Low on weed, they pop some edibles, Jake dozing in his hammock, Sarah sprawled on a towel soaking up the last of the sun. Ever just want to kick back in the woods and forget the world? Yeah, me too. The Appalachians have their rules. Don't answer strange calls, don't wander off trail after dark, and watch out for weirdos. Sarah and Jake aren't big on ghost stories. They're more about good vibes and cold beers. But as the sun dips, the air shifts, like the mountains are holding their breath. A guy steps out of the woods, wearing a faded Appalachian Trail shirt, a heavy backpack slung low. He's lanky, maybe 40, with a scruffy beard and eyes that don't quite focus. Hey, can y'all take my trash? He asks, voice flat. Sarah squints. There's a dumpster 5 minutes down the trail. Why is this dude so lazy? She wonders. But he pulls out a bag of weed, offering a handful if they'll help. Free weed? Hard pass to say no. She agrees, tossing his garbage into their bag. The hiker lingers, cracking a beer, asking to chill. Sarah's cool with it. Guy's probably just lonely, right? Ever meet someone who seems harmless, but gives you the creeps? She asks if he's through hiking, and he mumbles about being on the trail for months, eyes glued to the river. Jake stirs in. The hammock, and the guy flinches, like he didn't see him there. Don't worry, I ain't one of those creepy types, he says, unprompted. Sarah forces a smile, gut twisting. They share some of his weed, but it hits weird. Too strong, too fast. The hiker gets stranger, muttering to himself, words lost in the river's hum, like he's arguing with ghosts. He downs 3 beers, lights cigarette after cigarette, and won't leave. Then, out of nowhere, he grins, teeth yellowed, and asks, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do I seem like a serial killer? What would you say to that? Laugh it off or grab your dog and run? Sarah and Jake freeze, chuckling nervously. Oh, 1, for sure, they say, but their eyes scream get out. They climb into the hammock together, whispering escape plans, grab Rusty, jump in the river, float to the boat ramp. The hiker says he'll leave after one more smoke, but that cigarette burns forever, like he's stalling, watching. Finally, he packs up and melts into the dusk. Sarah and Jake don't sleep, jumping at every snap of a twig, convinced he's circling back. They clutch Rusty, ready to bolt, but no one comes. Dawn breaks, and they pack up, shaken. Was he just a weird hiker, lonely and high, or something worse, stalking the trail for folks like them? Sarah's just glad Jake was there. Alone, she might not have made it through the night. The Appalachians don't just hide monsters. They hide people who feel like them. Those trails, they've got eyes, and they don't care if you're human or not. So, would you camp that close to the trail, or stick to safer ground? If you're loving these Appalachian chills, smash that subscribe button. Share your own creepy trail stories in the comments. Ever met a stranger who made your skin crawl? Let's keep the spooky vibes going.